Hello, 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 Facebook Live. I hope all is well with each and every last one of you. I said I was coming back on. I'm back. So I'm going to give you a second to come on in while I share this out. Please say something when you come on in so I can be able to formally say hello to you. And again, I thank you so much for joining. Hey, Robin, how are you? I hope all is well. I need to talk to you. Maybe we'll chat later after this when we are done. I'm going to just get ready to share this out real quick. Just give me one quick second. Hello, Dawn. How are you? I hope all is well with you. I hope your week was great as well, too. Hey. So I wanted to be able to come on here and to be able to talk about a couple of things that we need to start doing that we don't do enough of. And so that is good. I'm glad that all is well. I was just trying to share this out, and of course I had lost my train of thought somewhere with everything that's going on in my head. So as many of you know or may not know me, my name is Vanessa Canteberry. I am the founder of Inspired by Vanessa, and I teach people how to be able to break the cycle of the W2 mindset in life and in business so they can be able to have more abundance. So with that being said, let's talk about what the topic is about tonight. Never stop being a student. Never stop being a student. Sometimes we feel that we finish school, we earned a certain position that now we no longer have to continue being a student, which is so false, which is very false. And so that's a huge problem. When I say a huge problem, that's a huge problem that we all are facing. And we find ourselves in situations where, you never stop learning. We find ourselves in situations where those things we should have been open. That's the problem. We are not open to being able to learn, to be able to grow, to be able to extend our knowledge, to be able to say it and be vulnerable enough to be able to say, I really don't know what the heck you're talking about, but I'm open to learn. We are too afraid of that. We feel that we have the highest degree that, somebody else that don't have that same degree can't teach us anything. We need to stop that as well. And so what it's doing is keeping us so held back, and we're so hell bent on just being stuck. So held back and so hell bent on being stuck. And we're not even realizing that it is holding us back from our greater. It's holding us back from our greater because we did it to ourselves. We can't blame mama and them. We can't blame our generation. We cannot blame that. We have to be able to own the fact that we need to blame ourselves. We need to hold ourselves accountable because we choose not to follow suit, to be able to be saying, you know what? I want to know more, instead of closing the door on learning something that you need to learn. And so we need to be able to own that. We really do. We really need to be able to own that situation. And so I want people to truly understand. I mean, when I say truly understand that it's okay to be a student. It is truly okay to be a student. And so many times people often fail to think that, yeah, I'm going there again. Stop being a damn know-it-all. Stop being a know-it-all. A know-it-all does not grow. A know-it-all bank account will not grow. A know-it-all, that is so turn offish. That just being a know-it-all. So this is one of the things. Oh, I was hoping my dog wasn't going to do that. I'm so sorry. This is one of the things that we as individuals need to be able to just to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. Let me go ahead and sit at that desk. Let me allow somebody else to teach me. I don't care if it's my own child. I don't care if it's somebody that was in the same classroom and I missed the memo. I don't care if it's somebody that's my senior. I just don't care. I just want to learn it. Age is nothing but a number. So just because you have finished school years ago does not mean that you have to stop learning. Times have constantly changed, and we need to learn things that's needed in order for us to continue to keep up. That's needed in order for us to keep up. I'm hoping that's making sense. We will keep up with everything else, but we won't keep up with something that's necessary, right? We don't keep up with the times when we need to understand why things are trending the way they are on social media. Well, let's find out. Why is it trending so much? Do we need to look into that? Why is it that we need now everything that the phones are going, where you have basically a computer in your hand, right? We no longer have to worry about taking our laptop, our tablet, that big old CPU with us in order for us to get some work done, right? Or to keep up with our family and friends. So then again, why are you continuing to just sit there and just not use what you have basically now in your hands? Which is what? A phone that you could be able to use and multitask and do so much with, right? So again, never stop being a student. Never. Don't torture yourself with not learning, without growing. Because now, how can you continue to be able to teach the next generation the possibilities of them growing beyond their circumstances? For them to be able to tap into something that could be so beneficial. But again, we don't allow ourselves to be that student when we should. So are you willing to allow yourself to be that student so you could be able to learn? I hope that makes sense. And it took for me to be able to just go through various things in my life. I was always surrounding myself around older people maybe because I'm just so, people always thought that I was older from my age. And so with me living on my own at such an early age, me being a teenage mom, and to be able to connect with some people that could be able to teach me some things, right? Because I couldn't learn those things inside the kids that was my age because they was off being a teenager. Well, I had to be more than a teenager right now. So I need to be around some people that's going to be able to teach me some things, right? And that had to be outside of my household. So those were older people that I wind up surrounding myself with. And so I always stayed around older people. Always. I'm an old soul. All right now, girl. I heard that a lot too. I really did. But I will rather continue to just keep on learning. I want to keep learning. I want to know how to improve this thing here. I want to continue how to learn how to improve being a parent. I want to continue to learn how to be able to learn my business. I had no business teaching when I got laid off, but I was willing to be able to learn how. But not only learn how, I want to know how to grow. And how can I grow? How can I teach my children these things? How can I teach my grandchildren these things? But I had to, again, I had to be that leader to be able to say, you know what, I don't know this. I can't lead this right now. But one thing I can do is sit here and allow myself to be a student. I hope that makes sense, right? And so that's what I did. I just continued, and I'm still doing it to this day. If I don't know something, let me tell you, I will be able to sit there and be that student so I can be able to learn it. We don't do that. We really, really don't. And so we wonder why we still continue to live check to check. Because we are not educating ourselves outside that classroom. That's why we live check to check. We wonder why we are in the same broken relationship. Why? Because we don't know what an amazing relationship looks like, let alone feel like. Because all we have been in was broken relationships, right? So we've seen our families go through so much dysfunction. And so now here we are attaching ourselves with what? Dysfunction. We are not educating ourselves outside of the home. We just don't. So now we're not educating ourselves outside the classroom. We're not educating ourselves outside our home front. We're not educating ourselves outside of that job. We are just not educating ourselves. So here we are, uneducated and ignorant as hell. And now we're mad at the world and we point the fingers at the world. No, when we really need to own the situation that is our fault, we are at an age where we should be able to say, dang, I don't know, but I want to know how. Is that making sense? And so I'm like on that mission to be able to empower many people as possible and educating them so they could be able to learn that it is possible. It's okay. I tell people all the time, I don't even have a college degree and I run circles around people. I have more degrees running circles around people that do have degrees. I hope that made sense because I seen a thing that said it my signal was weak, and so I hope you heard me. I run circles around people who have degrees, right? So it's like I have more degrees than many, but I'm never going to stop myself from learning. So I want you to always be the first person to say, you know what? Own it. I don't know, but I'm willing to learn how. I don't know, but I'm willing to learn how. That's important. That's very, very important. You hear me? Good. Okay. So I want you guys to remember, be a student in whatever it is that you're going to be doing in life. Be that student. We're working on something. Yes. Take the time to, as much as, this is the thing. As much as we are on social media, the much as we on internet, you know what I mean? We're on that type of playing field. Why are we not doing some research? Perfect example. I learned something today that blew my mind that I was like, dang. My daughter something had happened. And I told my daughter, I said, you know what, can you go and see, get this phone number for me? Cause she was already there. And so I was like, wait a minute, why am I asking her how to do this when she's taking care of one thing? Let me get my butt on the internet, pull up the darn phone number and call myself, right? Because I need to be able to ask these questions. She's not going to be able to answer the question because now she's in third party. Why would I want to put that off on her, right? So let me go ahead and call and get these questions answered. And so when I was calling to get these questions answered, I was like, oh, hold on, Vanessa. I didn't know about that. Really? So I was learning something that I didn't have no clue about, but because I took a step back and said, wait a minute, let me own this thing right here. Don't push this off on her. You take care of it. And I did. And I was so surprised at the fact that I should have took care of that a long time ago, but I never really thought about it. Make sense? So now that I took care of it, I was able to say, and now I can be able to show somebody else, like, you know what, try this X, Y, Z because I already experienced it. I hope that makes sense. Always be a student. Always, always, always be a student. Don't push it off on somebody else. You take care of it, right? You take care of it. You want to be a homeowner, right? So you just gonna go down the street and just say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get this house right here. But you haven't done no research about that area, about that school, about nothing. And you just want to get that house. And now you turned around and got the house. And now you found yourself in a situation. You're like, what the hell was I doing? I didn't do no research. I didn't do nothing. I didn't ask no questions. And then you got with a realtor who screwed you over. And now you kind of trying to get out of the deal. But not only are you trying to get out of the deal, you want to be able to get your money back. No, because you didn't do your due diligence and you didn't do that research. Now they turns around, got your money. You got a jacked up house in a terrible neighborhood. And now you trying to find a way to find a new place to stay. Just think about it. Just think about it. I hope this is making sense. I hope this is waking up somebody to be able to understand, to be that student. Okay? To be that student is so vital, to be a student in whatever it is that you need to do in the next chapter of your life. I'm working on this project and I was like, okay, I always wanted to be able to do that. But how the heck do you do that? So what do, Vanessa? You allow yourself to be that student so you could sit yourself down somewhere and to be able to learn how to do it. So it can be absolutely amazing. Right? Absolutely amazing. Be that student. It's okay to be that student. Right? And so another thing, I want to be able to keep going, but this sound like my dog is on. I'm going to jump off real quick. Let me get them quiet, and I'm coming right back. Don't move.